Hi, my name is Harrison Forbes. I'm a pet behaviorist and host of Pet Talk Radio, or Pet Talk on the radio. I've got a new channel coming out on iHeartRadio starting in May, and make sure and catch that on iHeartRadio.com. Also, I've got a couple of shows I'm involved with. Who Let the Dogs Out on Hallmark Channel that I produced a couple of segments for, and co-creator of Alpha Dogs, which is on Nat Geo Wild. So make sure and tune into those shows. Thank you, San Antonio. It's always great to visit here. I've got family. My brother and sister live here in San Antonio, and it's always a great pet town to visit. So, as she said, my name is Harrison Forbes, and I've been a pet behaviorist for quite a while. I did police and military dogs for 20 years, and then I do shows on television now. And I've also, in the past year, or the past 2 years, gotten into a little bit more of the TV production side of it. I've got a couple of shows on television right now. One of those shows I co-created is called Alpha Dogs. Has anybody seen that on Nat Geo Wild? All right. That's a show. It took us 5 years to put that show together, and it's based on Kenny Licklider, one of my oldest friends. That when I was a police dog importer, Kenny was my biggest customer for a long time, and his business has blossomed into Von Lake is now the largest canine police military training facility in the world. So hopefully next season, in season 2, we're going to be able to go overseas to some of the other places. They have offices in South Africa, Afghanistan, and in Holland, and film some of the things that go on over there, because what they're showing on the show this year for season 1 is kind of compacted. So I'm hoping season 2 we're going to be able to go and show a lot more of that stuff. And also I just got through producing a couple of episodes for Who Let the Dogs Out, which is a show that's on Hallmark this year. The first season was on Animal Planet. So we just filmed some episodes in Memphis and Nashville. And John, the host of that's kind of a singer-songwriter. We took him up to the Grand Ole Opry and got him on stage. And then we got Tillman, the skateboarding dog, in Sun Studios, where he was in there when they recorded a little song, a ditty that they put together about Tillman. So I think that episode, the Memphis episode, is on Friday, April 12th, so about 2 weeks from yesterday. All right, so feel free to ask any kind of questions about training, house behavior, whether it's you're having problems with the dog barking, running away, getting along with other dogs, all those different things, or if you have questions about the television shows or any of those things, we'll start with that. I think they're getting the mic hooked up. Yes, ma'am.
And they love to kiss. They love to go back there and kiss everybody. We're trying to break that habit, but nothing we're trying is working. To get them to stop licking us and us and everything.
All right, what all have you tried?
Telling them no, putting them down, when they start to kiss us, we start to make headway, and then somebody will come over and, they'll start to tell them no, don't want to kiss you. And it's a vicious cycle that you can't.
And there's options.
Yeah.
So that means that somebody's either picking them up or they're laying down on the floor and get close, because they're short dogs.
They jump.
Okay.
They jump on, they're allowed on the furniture in our house. So, but when they kiss us, we'll pick them up and put them back down on the floor. Trying to stop the habit, but then they just jump back up and try it again. Become a game with them.
Right. So what you're describing, first of all, let me say there's some stuff out there called bitter apple and some things like that. I would try, get some of that on your fingertips or something when they get up and they get close like that. Give them just a little taste of that. They won't like it. But I think the underlying issue that's happening is what I call it's a shoulder tap behavior, and that's if you're at home and it manifests for everybody differently when they have a dog that does it. It's attention-seeking behavior. Meaning that if you're sitting there having a nice night at home watching the news and the dog comes up and starts licking you, then all of a sudden you're stopping what you're doing and you're paying attention to them. And it's been proven in behavioral study after behavioral studies that for many and most dogs, they will choose negative behavior from the owner directed towards them versus being ignored. So when a dog's desperate for attention, is an attention-seeking dog, even though you're kind of getting onto them, see, when you go from, I'm watching the news, not paying attention to you. I jump up here. Oh, if we lick mom and do all this crazy behavior, she's not real happy about it, but at least she's giving us attention. She's picking us up. She's putting us down. It's all about me now. And so part of that is really one of the best training tools that we can have with our dogs to stop a behavior is ignoring them, because dogs typically hate that. They'll take anything more than being ignored, especially if they're attention-seeking dogs. So I would try a combination of use some of the bitter apple to where if they get a negative, something they don't like in their mouth from that. But at the same time, you're going to have to ignore the behavior and not give them the attention that they're seeking by engaging them in this big, huge, game and ordeal. Because that's really what it sounds like it's turned into. And that's a common behavior.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right, I appreciate it. And I'll be over at my booth, the Thundershirt booth and the Who Let the Dogs Out booth over here on the back wall. If you have any other questions, I appreciate all your questions and your time. Thanks.